dawn, without being observed with the horsemen, 100-foot soldiers and my Indian allies. I burnt more than 10 villages, in one of which there were more than 3,000 houses, where the inhabitants fought with us, although there was no one there to help them. As we were carrying the banner of the cross, and were fighting for our faith and in the service of your sacred majesty in this your royal enterprise, God gave us such a victory that we killed many of them without ourselves receiving any hurt. Having gained our victory, we returned to camp a little after midday, for the enemy was gathering from all directions. The following day, messengers arrived from the chieftains, saying that they wished to be vassals of your highness and my friends, and they begged me to forgive them for what they had done. I replied that they had done wrong, but that I was content to be their friends and to forgive what they had done. The next day, some 50 Indians, who it seemed were people of importance among them, came to the camp, saying they were bringing food, and began to inspect the entrances and exits where we were living. The men from Sempoal came to me and said I should take notice of the fact that the newcomers were bad men and had come to spy and see how we could be harmed, and I could be certain that was their only purpose in coming. I ordered one of them to be captured discreetly, so that the others did not see, and I took him aside and through the interpreters threatened him so that he should tell me the truth. He confessed that Sintangal, who is Captain General of this province, was waiting with many men behind some hills opposite the camp to fall on us that night, because, they said, they had fought with us by day and gained nothing, and now wished to try by night, so that their people should fear neither the horses nor the guns nor the swords. They had been sent to spy out our camp and to see where it could be entered and how they might burn the straw huts. Then I had another Indian seized and questioned him likewise, and he repeated what the other had said, and in the same words. Then I took 5 or 6, and they all confirmed what I had heard. So I took all 50 and cut off their hands and sent them to tell their chief that by day or by night, or whenever they chose to come, they would see who we were. I had the camp fortified as best I could, and deployed my men where I thought most advantageous, and so remained on the alert until the sun set. When we had tested somewhat, I went out one night after inspecting the first watch with 100-foot soldiers, our Indian allies and the horsemen. Before it was dawn, I attacked 2 towns where I killed many people, but I did not burn the houses lest the fires should alert the other towns nearby. At dawn, I came upon another large town, containing, according to an inspection I had made, more than 20,000 houses. As I took them by surprise, they rushed out unarmed, and the women and children ran naked through the streets, and I began to do them some harm. When they saw that, they could not resist. Several men of rank of the town came to me and begged me to do them no more harm, for they wished to be your majesty's vassals and my allies. They now saw that they were wrong in not having been willing to assist me. From thenceforth, I would see how they would do all that I, in your majesty's name, commanded them to do, and they would be your faithful vassals. Then, later, more than 4,000 came to me in peace, and led me outside to a spring, and fed me very well. On the following day, at 10 o'clock, Sintangal, the Captain General of this province, came to see me, together with some 50 men of rank, and he begged me on his own behalf, and on behalf of Makiskassin, who is the most important person in the entire province, and on behalf of many other lords, to admit them to your highness's royal service and to my friendship, and to forgive them their past errors, for they did not know who we were. They had tried with all their forces, both by day and by night, to avoid being subject to anyone, for this province never had been, nor had they ever had, an overall ruler. For they had lived in freedom and independence from time immemorial, and had always defended themselves against the great power of Moctezuma and against his ancestors, who had subjugated all those lands, but had never been able to reduce them to servitude, although they were surrounded on all sides and had no place by which to leave their land. They are no salt, because there was none in their land. Neither could they go and buy it elsewhere, nor did they wear cotton, because it did not grow there on account of the cold. And they were lacking in many other things through being so enclosed. All of which they suffered willingly in return for being free and subject to no one. And with me they had wished to do the same, to which end, as they said, they had used all their strength, but saw clearly that neither it nor their cunning had been of any use. They would rather be your majesty's vassals than see their houses destroyed and their women and children killed. I replied that they should recognize they were to blame for the harm they had received, for I had come to their land thinking that I came to a land of friends. I had sent my messengers on ahead to tell them that I was coming and that I wished to be their friend. But without reply, they had attacked me on the road while I was unprepared, and had killed 2 horses and wounded others. And after they had fought me, they sent messengers to tell me that it had been done without their consent by certain communities who are responsible. But they were not involved, and had now rebuked those others for it, and desired my friendship. I had believed them, and had told them that I was pleased, and would come on the following day and go among them, and as I would among friends. And again they had attacked me on the road, and had fought all day until nightfall. And I reminded them of everything else that they had done against me, and many other things, which in order not to tire your highness, I will omit. Finally, they offered themselves as vassals in the royal service of your majesty, and offered their persons and fortunes, and so they have remained until today, and will, I think, always remain so, for what reason your majesty will see hereafter.